Welcome to the Mama to Fit week by week pregnancy update. We are now in week 34 of pregnancy. Like maybe 3 weeks to go, maybe not.
Probably
not. But in this video, you're going to learn what is going on with your baby during the 34th week of your pregnancy, what you might be experiencing, in addition to what you could expect to be going on at your prenatal appointments if you're seeing your provider at this point, and how am I feeling in my 34th week of pregnancy, because I am also pregnant with baby number 4. Hey, my name is Gina. I'm a perinatal fitness trainer and birth doula and currently pregnant with my 4th baby. So this is my 4th time being 34 weeks pregnant. And she's actually kind of moving and hiccuping right now. So you probably can't see it on the YouTube video, but I can feel it. That's all that matters.
And I'm Roxanne. I'm a labor and delivery nurse and student midwife and mom of 3.
Before we dive into what can you expect during the 34th week of your pregnancy, I do want to share that my book Training for 2 is now available for pre-order. And depending on when you're watching this, it could actually be available now where you can get it overnight from Amazon in your hand immediately. But Training for 2 is all about how you can use prenatal fitness to support a strong pregnancy, a pain-free pregnancy, and also to help you prepare for birth, because there are some things that you want to do during your 3rd trimester to begin to shift your focus from pregnancy to actually giving birth and then supporting your recovery postpartum. So we break that all down in the book for you. But if you want some programs to support you through that step by step, you can join our online prenatal fitness programs, and we offer them specifically for the 3rd trimester. With our prenatal strength program, it syncs to your current week of pregnancy. So if you join it today because you're 34 weeks, you'll start at week 34 of our program, and you just pay for the months that you need. So maybe you're pregnant for 1 more month. Maybe you're going to be pregnant like me for 8 more weeks. So you can do either 1 or 2 months, depending on what you need. And the program is going to be specific to your needs at this point. But if you prefer to follow a video as you work out at the same time, we do have our prenatal on-demand program, which is specific to the 3rd trimester. Both programs are going to include strength workouts to help keep you strong, because we do want to be strong moving into our labors. There's going to be exercises to help support pelvic stability, to help keep you pain-free during these final weeks, where I think most of us are pretty uncomfortable at this point, but at least we can not be in pain. And then also tons of exercises and workouts to help support birth preparation with pelvic opening movements, pelvic floor release, and then birth partner workouts, because we made this baby with somebody else. And they also are a part of birth prep as well. And so we incorporate those birth partner workouts so you can practice those laboring positions, those comfort measures. And then it's like a little bonding activity as well. So you can check out all of our 3rd trimester specific options down in the notes below. So Roxanne, what can we expect with baby? What is baby doing right now? What is she doing?
34th week. Baby is the size of a Tickle Me Elmo.
That's pretty big. That seems very large.
I think it's like the OG Tickle Me Elmo. I feel like those ones weren't that big. The first ones. I feel like they got larger as they made them. But you also think like this is like probably baby fully extended.
I feel like whenever my baby's born, I hold them on my belly, and I'm like, how?
They're hiding in all of your organs. So yeah. Wild. But if that doesn't resonate with you, cantaloupe, which I feel like is insanely smaller than Tickle Me Elmo.
Much smaller.
If that's what Google says, someone's baby is a Tickle Me Elmo, and somebody else could be a cantaloupe as well, because every baby is different in size. For baby, the central nervous system is fully developed by now, but the brain is continuing to develop. So when the brain was first made, it didn't have all of the wrinkles that it has now. Like for our brains, we have lots of wrinkles, for lack of a better word, wrinkles and folds in our brain from it developing further and like just getting bigger. And like the brain for babies, again, was smooth, and now they're getting more and more wrinkly as they get closer to term. So baby's brain is wrinkling up right now, because it's developing and they're getting smarter as they cook. The vernix that was on baby's skin to help keep them moist while they're in the womb, while also protecting them from like any bacteria that potentially could have entered into the uterus in some way. This is now starting to thicken even more as baby gets closer to term. But then once they reach term, it slowly starts to kind of like absorb into the skin. So depending on when your baby is born, they may still have this vernix on them, or it may be gone by that point. So if you're before term, usually they'll still have this vernix, which I call like this cheese.
It's like cream cheese.
It's almost like a creamy cheese on their skin, which like you can rub it in. It's really good for them.
Or I guess it's like a lotion.
It's more like
maybe like
a cream cheese lotion. It's a cream cheese lotion or a balm. It's a very thick balm, like water resistant balm. Like if it's on, like you can almost like pour water when it's on the baby and you can see it like bubble, like not like bubble up, but like pool where the vernix is, because it's protecting their skin from the amniotic fluid from making it too moist. But as baby gets past their due date, this vernix becomes less and less. And that's why these babies that are born like way past their due dates, so like 40 to 41 weeks, will have peeling skin because they didn't have that vernix to kind of keep their skin moist. So lots of babies that Gina has given birth to had some peeling skin. Also, their nails on their hands and their feet have like grown now. And babies' nails, if you don't know, they grow very fast. Whether it's just because their hands are so small, it grows at the same rate that ours grew, but our hands are bigger. I don't really know like the difference, but their nails grow very fast. But their nails are very like thin and sharp, so they can easily scratch themselves as well as you when they're born. So these nails are present now at 34 weeks and will be present when they're born. So things that we can do to avoid them scratching you or themselves is, one, you can wear the mittens to protect them from scratching themselves because they are like quick when they grab their face, and they don't realize it's themselves that are grabbing their face to scratch them. They're just like, what the heck just happened? Like something crazy came out of nowhere and scratched my face and I'm upset about it, when it was them. But we could also just trim down their nails. So with the nail clippers, they use infant-specific nail clippers because some of them are just, they're not very good at clipping these little babies' fingernails, as well as the tips of their fingers are very soft still. So if you clip it just wrong, you could clip the tips of their fingers off, which is never a good time for a parent. I was like terrified to clip my kids' fingernails. So you can use their scissors that are a little bit easier for some people to use, as well as you can use like, they have like electric files that might be helpful. They are really thin, so sometimes a regular file isn't great at it, but there are different things that we can use to try to trim their nails down. They don't recommend biting them because like you can accidentally pull too hard and then it can pull some of their skin, but some people swear by biting the nails off as the only way to get them all off. I like the infant nail clippers because they're actually like offset so that it pushes against the skin and it just gets the nail. And I think Frida Baby has the infant ones and like their little like first aid baby care kit. There's also like a hole so you can see that you're just getting the nail too, which is really nice. So those ones would be really good, and we'll link it below. The last thing is baby's sleep cycle has now like fully regulated to what they will be doing most likely when they come out of the womb. So they're having their deep sleep cycles, their REM cycles, and then they're awake for a little bit. And then they go back into their deep sleep REM cycle, and then they're awake for a little bit. So right now, they're really only waking up for a little bit in between their sleeping because there's not really a lot to do in there. But as they are born, they're going to be asleep still for like 80 to 85% of the time, maybe even 85 to 90% of the time. So they're just going to sleep the same amount that they were doing when they're in their womb. So like take note of their active times, their active length, and that's likely how much time you'll have with them when they're out of the womb, which is kind of cool. They're just snoozing in there. Well, not her, because she's way laying, so she's awake. By the end of this video, she will not be awake. That's really it that's happening with baby, though. So a little bit more stuff happened in the 34th week. For you, wonderful pregnancy symptoms. At 34 weeks, babies could start to engage into the pelvis. So you might start to feel more pelvic pressure just from baby like engaging into that pelvis. I definitely feel that more when I'm like in a squat, like or trying to pick a stuff off of the floor. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure down there. That's what baby said. Yeah. I will say baby engagement does not always indicate your labor is starting soon. Some babies are engaged for a long period of time, and some babies are not engaged at all and labor happens. So unfortunately, I wish I could tell you. Last pregnancy, because at this point, baby was engaged, ready to go. And I was like, surely this means we're going to have a baby at 37 weeks. We did not. It was 41 and 3. But there is no research that supports engagement equals labor starting. And so we do get a lot of questions about that on our Instagram page where people are like, how do I help my baby engage? What can I do to help my baby engage? Because I want labor to begin. Or my baby's not engaged. Like, what can I do? Because I have an induction coming. And engagement does not equal labor, unfortunately. And we also don't want to force our babies to engage
because there's certain positions that they need to be in when they do engage. And we also want their chin to be tucked. So there's a lot of things that need to happen. So instead of focusing on, let me force my baby to engage or get into this certain position, we can ensure that their path to rotate is clear. So the muscles that are kind of supporting your uterus, the actual uterus and the ligaments, the pelvis moves well, the pelvic floor is relatively balanced. We can focus on all of those things to help baby rotate when labor does begin. And we do have a workout that you can do that focuses on supporting a baby's position, not forcing them into a position, but rather helping to ensure that their path to rotate is clear and only get down on the nose below.
Other common things that you might be experiencing is fatigue. Many people start to get really tired, more so tired than they were before. Like the second trimester energy boost is starting to wear off. Some people, you still might have the energy and you might still be able to do all of the things that you normally did. Like me, I didn't run out of energy until I was postpartum. But Gina ran out of energy.
I am somewhat productive until about like 36 weeks, and then I'm like done. I'm like, I'm just gonna lay here and wait for this baby to be born.
Motivation dwindles. And then the last thing, which can relate to baby like just being further in the pelvis, is you might be experiencing a lot more like hands and feet that are swollen, your legs are swollen, maybe even like your face is starting to swell up a little bit more. This is one probably due to decreased movement. As your belly is growing, it's a little bit more uncomfortable and harder to move around as easy. But it's also like as baby puts more pressure down into that like pelvic floor, this could cause some congestion in that like lymph as well as just like blood flow, which could lead to having more swollen legs. So things that we can do for leg swelling is one, get up, move. Walking is like an easy way to get like the blood pumping. Other things that we can wear are compression socks to help increase the blood flow, because the compression socks are helping aid in that blood flow back to the heart. And then other things you can be doing is exercises like calf raises. Just a little bit of a calf raise, if you're standing or walking even, can help increase that blood flow in that lymph flow as well back to the heart. Those are just some of the common symptoms that you might be experiencing at 34 weeks. But Gina, how are you doing?
My fatigue is related to pregnancy insomnia, which every week I feel like it gets better and then it doesn't, and then it gets better and then it doesn't. I just feel like more restless in the evening, and I'll just suddenly not be tired, and so I'll just like do other things.
So we're filming this at 1 a.m.
We are.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
My youngest also is dealing with insomnia. She doesn't nap during the day anymore, and she will stay up with me. And
I mean, will sleep beget sleep? So she's not sleeping during the day, which means she's not sleeping at night.
Yeah, she parties on with me in the evening until she like passes out, and then usually about an hour or two later, I'm like, I guess I should sleep too at this point. So I think that is what's contributing to my fatigue, is that I still have to wake up in the morning.
Yeah,
and I am
still
tired.
have children that you have to take care of.
So trying to do more things to help me like wind down in the evening, but it's just been hard. I just feel like I have so many things to do, and time is ticking, even though I probably have a long time, but you really don't know exactly. Like maybe I have 3 weeks, maybe I have 7 weeks.
That's
like,
the worst part.
and so that's the
end.
hard part, where it's like, if I knew this was my deadline, like the baby's coming on this day,
I know.
then like,
Well, you do know.
Well, I know that star chart reader told me that she was coming on my due date because Taurus is the moon, or I don't know. I don't understand all that stuff. I'm all about it though.
August 25th.
25th. She said baby was coming on my due date. So mark your calendars. But I'm like, but what if the baby comes sooner than that? And I get shocked by an early baby and startled because I thought I had all this time. So I'm trying to schedule like my maternity photo shoot. We're trying to schedule like the gym photo shoot for the 3rd trimester. And so it's like
Mother's
all of these
blessing.
things that we're trying to like coordinate. And I'm like, but what if I go into labor at 37 weeks, which is very unlikely, but it's still like this kind of lingering concern of like, well, I need to get everything done before then, just in case, so that I can just relax and chill. Yeah, so I think that's also contributing towards why I'm having a hard time sleeping, because I'm like, I have all these things I need to do.
Well, you won't go into labor then.
I know.
Stress.
But then I'll just be stressed. It has been very hot in North Carolina, like 95 plus degrees. So it's a little toasty outside. And so ways that I've been incorporating movement still in my daily routine, because my workouts have started been to taper a little. I'm lifting a little bit less weight, definitely more on the body weight movement mobility side, because I'm just more fatigued also. Like I'm not going to be working out at high intensity when I'm just tired.
What?
You know, so my workouts have definitely been a little bit lower in intensity. Like I'm not really sweating by the end of it, but I'm still moving my body. But going for walks is just not going to happen. It's like way too hot for me at the points of day that I would want to go walking. And so I have like a walking treadmill at my desk now, which is really nice because I can multitask because I, again, have all these things that I need to do. So I can do all those things and like walk on my treadmill for like 30 minutes or an hour, which is pretty nice. We'll link the one that I've been using down below, but it's been like a really great way for me to get more movement in to really help with that, again, that lymphatic drainage for the comfort because it is really hot. I also have a little bit more swelling because of that, because I'm just like by like the side of the pool, just like in a puddle of my own sweat. But I've also been doing more like lymphatic massage as well. So I have these dry brushes that I use where I'm just kind of like moving things towards lymph nodes to help with the swelling and just like help with just the lymph movement within my body. I mean, if baby's immune system is being developed, but I want to move all my immunity to the I don't know if that's how it works, but
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. So we have a resource for how to use dry brushing down in the notes below. We have like a YouTube video and a podcast that's going to be coming out with Leah Leviton, who is like a lymphatic massage expert.
Lymph Love
Club. So there's a ton of resources from her that I've been using to help support pregnancy comfort and to help with that drainage. And there's also stuff that you can do postpartum as well. So we'll link all of her info down below. And then when the podcast episode comes out, we'll link it down below as well. So depending on when you're watching this, it may be released, it may not be released. But little bits of self-care are really big for me right now. So I have more massages scheduled. I've got chiropractic every other week now that we're getting closer. I'm seeing my midwife like every other week. And in like a week or so, I'll see her pretty much every week until I have a baby. So we'll see how many appointments I have left with her. But definitely upping the rest portion of my daily routine as much as I can, while also being simultaneously stressed that I have all these things that I need to do. And then hardcore nesting. So I have my little baskets kind of set up now for postpartum, where I have my bathroom basket like pretty much set. I think there's like one or two things that I still need to add to it. And then I have like my bedside basket pretty much prepped. And again, like one or two more things that I want to add to that. And then, but my labor box is ready. So it has all my labor comfort items that I want to use. So it has like some lightweight clothes, a robe. It has like my TENS, my birth comb,
47 bralettes,
tons of bralettes. So it has all the things that I want for labor, just like in this one little basket to make it super easy for us during our birth. And then just got to like add a few more things to the other baskets because it just makes it a lot easier to have it like already kind of there. And then it's like just one or two things that I need to grab from somewhere else, like when the baby comes. And so it's been nice to kind of have that all kind of set. Like I like to have everything like ready by 37 weeks, even though I know it might be a while, just so that it's like one less thing that I'm kind of like unknowingly stressing about. Because then again, you never know. Likely this will be a 42-week series, but you never know.
You do. You never know.
You never know. So just kind of finishing up kind of the prep portion for birth. Like our home birth supplies are here. We're kind of gathering all those things, trying to figure out like what it is that we still need. I even made a registry because the registries tell you what you need.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so
they tell you a lot more than what you need.
Yeah. So I was like, well, let me look at this registry to see what, like the checklist of
Did you look at our checklist?
I did, and I have all the things.
Well, super.
But I was like, well, maybe I'm missing something. So, just kind of finalizing our preparation and trying to get these last projects finished so that I can just chill for the last month and a half of my pregnancy. But yeah, overall feeling pretty good. Just the insomnia is just...
It's kicking your butt.
It is. I did just sign up for a stress-free pregnancy webinar.
I mean, it's
I
a
was
little
like,
late.
maybe that'll help me get some sleep. But it's like in 3 weeks, I might have a baby by then. So yeah, feeling good though.
Feeling good.
So let us know in the comments below how you are feeling during your 34th week of pregnancy. If you have tips for insomnia or ways for me to relax a little bit more, also let me know those as well. Thanks so much for watching this. And if you want more support throughout your pregnancy, check out our online prenatal fitness programs. We do offer them specific to the third trimester. So it's not too late at 34 weeks pregnant to start thinking about birth preparation physically, especially if you haven't been doing anything at all. We do have programs to help support you in these final weeks. Or if you have been doing something else and you're like, oh no, like I haven't been doing any birth prep stuff, we do have a birth prep specific program that incorporates all those different movements for you to help open your pelvis, also release tension within your pelvic floor. But we offer our prenatal fitness programs in two formats. We have our app-based program, which is that list of exercise with short demo videos, and then our full-length workout videos. Again, both are going to incorporate strength training, pelvic stability, and those birth prep, plus the birth partner workouts to help support you as you prepare these final weeks. It's not too late. It's not too late to prepare for birth. And if you're still looking for childbirth education, we offer our childbirth education in two different formats. One is our condensed course that covers different labor comfort options, labor positions, as well as pushing. But then we still have our complete childbirth education that incorporates other things, including the condensed course, but it also includes like what to expect when you get to the hospital, different things your partners can do to support you, and different birth options, as well as a little bit of postpartum and newborn. But if you're now starting to prepare for the postpartum as well, because birth is just one portion, we also still need to be preparing for postpartum.
A much longer portion.
Yes, a much longer portion. And then we have a newborn what to expect course as well. And you can bundle those two together. And then the bundle comes with infant massage as well as infant CPR. So all of these things could be things to prepare for the postpartum, to know what to expect, when to call for help, in addition to childbirth education. And you can check out all of our courses on our website at mamastayfit.com and use code YouTube10 to get 10% off any of our offerings, to include fitness courses as well as any of our education courses. So our postpartum education courses you can bundle with postpartum fitness as well if you're looking for that recovery after birth. Prenatal, you can bundle with childbirth education and pelvic floor prep. So there's a lot of options for you. And the good thing is if you bundle them, even though you're like, well, I'm almost done with this pregnancy, if you're planning on future pregnancies, our bundles, you have lifetime access of the courses. So you can use it for the rest of this pregnancy and then for future ones as well. So check out all of our offerings on our website at mamastayfit.com. And again, use that code YouTube10 to get 10% off. Bundles are an additional 15% off. So it's a really big savings.
Basically
pretty much free. So thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.